Hello and welcome to the Finance Concierge Non-PO Invoice FAQs learning video. In this video, I will be answering the top 4 questions asked about non-PO invoices. For other content like this, there will be a QR code on the screen at the end of the video. Let's get into those 4 top questions. Question number 1. Who is responsible for coding my non-PO invoice? The person who ordered the goods or services will be responsible for the coding of the non-PO invoice in Ariba On Demand. Coding is driven by what we're buying and how we will use it. The person who is buying those goods or services is in a unique position to know the answers to both of those questions. Thus, it is that end user who will be responsible for populating the coding. Question number 2. Why is my invoice rejected? Non-compliance to any of the SPE invoice requirements will cause the invoice to be rejected back to the supplier. Accounts payable will communicate to the sender why the invoice was rejected. The vendor will need to adjust the invoice to meet the requirements and resubmit for processing. The SPE invoice requirements are based on global standards developed to support strong end-to-end accounts payable process and control standardization initiatives at SPE, with no intentions of replacing any local control that units may have in place in addition to the standards. Question number 3. What is the critical information required on the non-PO invoice? There are 4 things that are important to include on your non-PO invoice. The first item is the Sony Pictures entity name, the legal name of the SPE entity that is committed to pay for the respective goods or services. The second item that should be on your invoice is the invoice number. Invoice numbers must be unique and not reused by the supplier. Reused invoice numbers will result in duplicate invoice number errors and cause the invoice to be rejected. The third item that should be on your invoice is a Sony Pictures contact name. This is the SPE employee who requested the goods or services. This can be the first and last name of the contact or the email address. For non-PO invoices, this will also be the person who will code the invoice in Ariba On Demand. Fourth and final item that should be on your invoice is the complete supplier name and address, the legal name and address of the supplier as it appears on their bank account, check, or electronic payment account. Do I need the original email notification in order to access the non-PO transaction? No. The email is just a notification. Although the email has links to Ariba On Demand, you can go directly into AOD to see all the items that are pending your action. So that's the top 4 questions that are asked about the non-PO invoices. If you have other questions about the non-PO invoice process, scan the QR code on the screen to go to the Finance Concierge catalog of learning content. Thanks for watching the non-PO invoice FAQ training video.